5, 4, 3, 2.
Tier 1 performance.
Welcome back to the In and Out Talks podcast, powered by Tier 1 Performance. Your host here, Mitch Matulia. Today's special guest, my brother, Dre Nelson, owner and founder of 2410 Academy, former LA Angel. Dre, welcome to the show again, my man. Thank you for taking the time.
Appreciate you, man. Pleasure to be on.
Dude, we got a lot of exciting news to discuss. First and foremost, man, your beautiful new facility. This is where we're hosting the podcast this time around.
Yes.
As you can see, not our normal studio. Do walk us through what this journey's been like for you and, what kind of athletes you've been working with.
Oh, man. Well, just to start off, the journey has been amazing. It's been a grind. Again, I feel like, honestly, with the sport itself, it teaches you life lessons and everything, understanding hard work, dedication, blood, sweat, and tears, all of it. And so that kind of leads on to the real world, right? So it's like now being able to go into business and go into business for myself and then be able to have clientele the way that I do. It's pretty cool because it says that I'm doing stuff right, and it says that my passion for everything that I'm doing is being valued. So it's pretty cool to be able to start this journey up and be able to grow from there because, again, later down the road, I look to help other athletes transition into not just playing, but actually creating a business, things like that, allowing people to believe that you can start a business, you can have a life with coaching. So it's pretty cool to be able to have this. The type of athletes that I have is everybody, softball, baseball. And again, later down the road, like I was telling you earlier, I want to be able to have a facility to where you have all sports. So there's no limitations, right? Everybody's getting better. Everybody's developing. They can have a place to call home. And then from there, just got to make sure to sell my seats as we're speaking. So, yeah.
Dude, that's awesome stuff, brother. I know you got a lot in the tank going, man. And, dude, so just when did you guys open your doors? Was it November?
So it was around around November. I want to say 3rd, I believe. That week was very, very shifty. There was a lot of stuff going on, so it's kind of hard to even remember, honestly. But had to get it done. So around November, yep.
Okay. And you're working with infielders, hitters, specifically, any kind of pitchers and catchers, or are you mainly sticking to fielding, throwing, hitting, stuff like that?
So right now, honestly, with the space that I have right now, I am limited to a lot of stuff that I can do. So we have the gym, of course, but I'm primarily focused on hitting. So anything about hitting, we get it done. Building rotational power, building lower half strength, all that good stuff, understanding IQs and situations, because right now we're in season right now. So doing our best to understand IQ stuff, situational stuff. So now when we get into games, we're not completely lost because now it's not off season anymore. It's not about strength, speed, and development. It's honestly now about just IQ and getting in baseball shape, softball shape, and then from there, just having a great freaking season.
I love that, bro. And, dude, I want to pick your brain a little bit more and help our viewers out who are listening, both parents but also athletes alike.
Of course.
For your younger guys, like I'm talking elementary school level, right? How many days a week, ideally, now that they're entering spring season, should they be committing themselves to hitting, throwing, taking care of their bodies, etc.?
Right. So especially with that, like my younger kids, my babies, my biggest thing is just understanding their schedule, one.
Yeah.
Because it's so busy, so chaotic, especially with school. You got tournaments, you got practice, all that good stuff. So you do barely have a lot of time to truly focus on yourself, right? But you got to understand, you pick this sport, and it requires a lot, right?
Right.
So at a very young age, I try to make sure that the kids understand, hey, you need to be trying to get in the cage at least 5 days a week. Doing your best to get your swings in, get your strength conditioning in, all that stuff. Because, again, whenever you get to the weekends, you're playing both days, all day. So you have to have your body ready to go. If your body's not ready to go, it's going to be hard to compete at a high level, right? So just being able to have those kids understand that at a very young age because they're mature enough. And, again, I've been blessed to be able to have this private location to where now whenever I do get my athletes, they're a lot more dedicated. They're a lot more understanding because they're ready to go. They've been playing a lot more select ball and things like that. That's just the difference between going private and being public, right? You kind of get the chance to build your own clientele how you want it. And that's what I've been able to do. So, again, I've been finding a lot more kids that are fully serious about what they want to do and go to the next level. So with that level of dedication right there, it allows me to do my part, and now we're pushing everybody where they need to be to get better. Now, regardless if they start off beginner or not, as long as you have the level of dedication, we're going to get better regardless.
What are some of the things that you're looking for in athletes to work with that you require as far as like mindset goes and work ethic? Like, what are the things that you're looking for in parents as well?
Yeah.
Right.
So with that, I mean, the biggest thing with me is just understanding like where the mindset is. Because at the end of the day, I want to know if we're excuse minded or if we're figure it out minded. Because now it's like, well, if we're excuse minded, it's going to be really, really hard to work with you because everything that I come up with you, it's going to be very uncomfortable. I'm gonna say that from the jump. It's going to be very uncomfortable. It's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very hard, but it will be very rewarding towards the end whenever we're starting to understand what we got to do to better ourselves, right? So understanding that has definitely helped and played a big key because now it's like whenever I understand that beforehand, I can go into the lesson or to the class or whatever, knowing how to attack that lesson with that certain kid and with those parents in the back, right? Now, some parents, unfortunately, I do have to kick out, right? Because they're a little bit too involved into it. But and I've seen the difference where whenever the parents are too involved with it, the kids kind of like panicking and freaking out and trying to prove them instead of proving to themselves how good they are, right? So it's like certain parents, I completely get it. They're dedicated because they're spending a lot of money. I completely get that stuff. But the biggest thing that I want everybody to understand is you have to give that child a chance to learn and develop for themselves, boy or girl, right? Yep. And then from there, now they actually truly finding themselves in our lessons, finding out what they're really made of. And then from there, they honestly can be honest with themselves because now they don't have anybody to look forward to have to prove something to. They're proving it to themselves. So if you actually want to dedicate yourself to this and get better, you got to put the work in. It's not always on mom and dad and things like that because that's how they sometimes feel. And I don't want that, right? So anytime I have parents or kids coming in here, I let them all know up hand, hey, it's going to be really hard in here. We're going to get to work. But like I said, it's going to be rewarding. But are you dedicated to actually doing this? If the answer is yes, then let's get it done. If the answer is no or maybe or iffy, then I can point you to somebody else because I know how dedicated and how purposeful I am with this. I want that same result. I want that same kind of feedback to where now we're bonding together and we're building together. Because now in the general, I can see the consistency gain more because of the dedication, because of the level of purpose, because of the kids wanting it for themselves and not because of the parents, right? So that's the biggest thing right there that I see and that I always harp on with my kids and parents. Just let the kids breathe, let them grow, let them develop, because the game will teach them. Having so many teachers and people yelling at them, it's a lot going on, right? Yeah. The sport's already doing that enough. It's already kicking their butt. It's already humbling them at a very young age. That's why I say baseball and softball is the best sports for life, best teacher for life, because it'll teach you how to humble yourself, how to fight through failure, and how to actually develop how you want to be if you want to get there, right? It comes with you. So that's the biggest thing right there. Just understanding that and also teaching that to my young athletes and parents as well, because not all the parents know everything, right? They didn't play next level ball and stuff like that. So they're brand new as well. So all they can see is the emotional side of it, right? Yeah. So they see them getting down, they see them getting frustrated. And I'm like, listen, would you rather have that or would you rather have them not care at all? I get a certain level of it, right? But at a certain point, that shows right there that kid actually cares. I'd rather have that than the kid that doesn't care. Because I know that for a fact, whenever that kid cares, he's going to want to get back in that gym, get back in that cage, and get to work. The one that don't really care, he's unbothered. He's going to play Fortnite or Roblox later at home, and he ain't going to be bothered with it. It's a different story right there, right? I don't want my kids overstressing about it, but at the end of the day, they learn how to accept failure and then get better from it. That's the biggest thing. So that's everybody.
I love that, dude. And I mean, you hit on some really important topics I like to discuss too, and that's like being transparent and blunt with kids and telling what they need to hear instead of like what they want to hear, right? Because I think like all too often, you and I probably grew up with coaches who sometimes told parents, maybe not to us, but, oh yeah, your kid's amazing. Like they're going to be the next big thing. Like they're going to start on their varsity team. Like keep sending them to me because you have money and
worst thing for them.
Worst thing for them. Yeah. Worst thing for them. I think the more upfront, the more transparent you are, especially at a younger age, elementary, middle school, gives them time to put in the work, to put in the effort, and to get better at a faster rate, man.
Most
and
definitely.
I think that like that's what a lot of kids are missing. So I'm glad that that's something that you offer here at 2410. It's like, dude, you're gonna be real with kids. I know how you are. Yeah. You're gonna be real with them. They might start crying or something.
Yes, they might get mad, they might get frustrated, they might start crying. But again, that's building character, right? At the end of the day, because if I can make it brutally tough in here, I can make it very challenging in here.
Yeah.
If I can mentally break you down and then build you up in here, I know that whenever you get out there, it'll be a lot easier for you to be able to go with it, because now you've trained for it, you prepared for it. So now it's like, well, you've already dealt with it. You know how to respond with it. You're able to go off and do what you got to do, right? Because you know how to respond now to that crap that you're dealing with adversity, with failure, with all that stuff that we learn in here.
Yep.
Now you know how to deal with it out there, and you're more mentally sound. You're more understanding of what you need to do to calm things down, take deep breaths, slow things down, close your eyes, go to a happy place, all that good stuff to be able to help you get back on track. And then from there, just staying as consistent as possible, staying as consistent as possible, doing your best to just get better day in and day out.
100%. And how important is it that like parents back off,
Yeah.
especially like not only like I want those parents to hear this, because like in a game, it's hard to make in-game adjustments.
Very.
Am I right? So the parents screaming at their kids to get your hands back, to do this, to do that. I mean, what are your thoughts on some of those things?
That freaks them the hell out.
Yeah.
That scares the life out of them, because, and let me tell you why. They have to go back home with you.
Mm-hmm.
If you just got done yelling at them on the field or for whatever they did on the field, they have to get back in the car and like kind of get in the hiding corner because they don't want mom or dad to almost damn near cuss them out, right?
Correct.
Because of whatever went on in that game or whatever the case may be. If anything, make sure to push them, yes, but then know when to back off, right? Because again, if you just push, and you don't know when to back off, that kid's going to resent everything.
Correct.
Especially coming in here with me, knowing how hard I push, he's going to resent me as well, or she's going to resent me as well. Now we got them resenting everybody, and now we're not getting better at all, right?
Exactly.
Allow me to do what you pay me to do. Allow me to coach them. Allow me to get on their butt. Allow me to take care of all the discipline stuff that they deal with on the field, everything like that, because you pay me to do that, and that's what you have me for. You have me as a mentor. You have me as a coach. I'm not just a coach. I had to learn that the hard way, unfortunately. But I'm not just a coach. I'm an all-around kind of guy as far as being able to help that individual mentally, physically, and things like that. So allow me to do that. So now whenever they get to college or something like that, they're not looking for you. They're going to their coach that's being paid to be there and actually develop that program or that organization to get better. Because now they're actually more coachable to different stuff, not just mom or dad. And it definitely hurts because now it's like, well, if they're only coachable to mom or dad, it's going to be tough for them to go out in the real world and be coachable from somebody that they don't even know of, right? So that's the biggest difference right there that I've seen in a lot of my kids. Just understanding that piece and understanding that, hey, allowing them to work hard, you know what I'm saying, push them, do all that stuff, but know when to back off and know when to allow them to fail, know when to allow them to get better by themselves, things like that, mentally challenging stuff. Allow them to get through that stuff. Allow them, again, to fail, because now they'll be able to learn, they'll be able to understand how to respond, not just it being told what to do, right? Because now they're being told to do, what did Coach Dre say again? What did my mom and dad say again? And then now they're stuck and now they're lost, right? So allow them to think for themselves because of the phase that they went through. Allow them to figure it out so they can get better and move on.
And I've always found that addressing kids like adults, like or at least having the expectations, helps them not only to mature, but to also evolve mentally so that they can overcome things. Because if you're not treating them like a kid, or you're not talking to them like a kid, they're going to hold themselves to a higher standard, is what I believe as a coach.
Nah, that's 100% true, because I've seen that. And again, I got 7-year-olds that come in here, but I talk to them like they're 10 because they can handle it, right? So it's like I have a bunch of young ones that are playing up, 7-year-olds playing with 10-year-olds, 8-year-olds playing with 11, 12, whatever. And those kids are very, very mentally mature, right? So it's like to a point where I don't have to treat them like kids because they know if I do treat them like kids, it's not going to help them get better. And they know when they get in here what to expect. Coach Dre's going to be in my ass. Coach Dre's going to get in my butt if I need it. And then from there, I got to learn and get better and then just move on, right? Because now they understand it from a coaching standpoint. They're understanding how to accept coaching because, again, Coach Dre is very crazy, and I don't give a damn because I love you. I'm going to get you better, and I got a purpose behind it. I know that if I don't be me to help you get better, you won't get better with what I'm doing, right? And I want you to be able to come in here and automatically see the change within the month 2, right? Because now that's saying your level of dedication is there, your level of preparation is there to actually get better for this season and be able to go on and do what you got to do.
I love that. And I think that parents need to realize that nobody's harder on the kids than themselves.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially if they truly love it and truly care about the game. So by you bringing up things that happened in the past on the drive home is one of the worst things you could do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because ultimately, this is a game of failure, right? You're going to fail a lot. Now, the shortest term memory that you can have, the better you're going to be as a player, right?
100%.
You want to have a short-term memory.
Yeah.
You want to be a dog. You want to be a dog.
You want to be a dog, for sure. No, I love that, dog. And that's the biggest thing, too, because so this is what I say to my kids. I give them, because I have remote training athletes. I have kids that are in Jacksonville, Florida, Baltimore, Maryland, Gary, Indiana, all over the place.
It's awesome.
And just being able to grow from there, my biggest thing is give yourself till 12 o'clock that night to celebrate or to pout and cry.
Right.
Whatever you got to do, get it out. Because where I came from with the Angels, you play every single day.
Yeah.
So you can't sit here and think about what just happened the other day previous to that and then trying to go in another game and try to figure it out from there. No, you got to get over it ASAP because you got to go to the game to play. And it's a brand new day. God gave you a brand new day. Utilize it, get better. Yeah, you went 0 for 3 this one day, but you can go 4 for 4 this day and then change it around, right? But you got to understand that. You got to be willing to do that. And on top of that, like I said, you got to stay consistent with it. Because now, if you're staying consistent with it, like I said, you give yourself till 12 a.m. to get over it or celebrate it. Now, whenever you get in the game, you're more fresh. You're more relaxed. You're more confident. Because, again, you came off a great game, but you can't base that game off of what you're going to do that day, right? So it's like the biggest thing from that is like, okay, well, every day is going to be a different day. Every day is going to be something new. Be okay and go with it, right? Because you're going to have to learn and grow from it and deal with it. And then from there, the next day, just get better. Just do your best to get better. That's all I can really ask.
And I know it comes with maturity, but like I should be able to look at a kid and not know if he struck out 3 times or hit 3 home runs. Should not be able to tell based on your body language.
No, for sure.
Carry yourself with your chest held high.
Man, that's big.
Come back tomorrow.
I ain't heard that one in a while. That's awesome right there. Nah, that's big. Because again, like you witnessed that, right? And that's the beauty. That's why I say baseball is what it is and softball is what it is because it's the best teacher for life. When you go out into the job field, if you have a bad attitude, what that owner gonna do? He gonna fire you.
Correct.
If you have a bad attitude as a boss and things like that, people ain't gonna want to work for you. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have a good attitude. You have to have a good mindset. You have to be there to help people achieve their goals, right? And then from there, everybody's going to be happy. Everybody's going to be willing to do what they want to do because of they're actually receiving what they want to receive out of it, right? So if they're not getting what they want out of it, if they're not feeling appreciated or valued, it's never going to work. And that's the same thing with a kid. If a kid, whenever they come in, if they don't feel like, man, Coach Dre really loves me, Coach Dre really cares for me, Coach Dre really wants the best interest for me, if they don't know that, then they're not going to want to get in here and put the work in.
Correct.
If they know that, if they see that I'm the same exact way every time, I'm crazy as hell, I am loud as hell, I am jumpy, I'm rowdy, I'm cheerful, I'm in your butt, I'm yelling at you, I'm here, there, breaking you down, bringing you back up. When they see that, they know that I actually care. I want to see you get better.
Right.
And I just want to see you actually develop as a human being in general. Just forget baseball and softball for a second. This is the best sport right here to teach you for life in general with the mindset. So that's where I'm at on that.
It 100% is because ultimately at the end of the day, like such a low percentage of kids even play professional baseball.
Right.
Even a lower percentage than that even make it to the big leagues, right? So it's like use this as a tool to navigate through life, to build connections, to build relationships with people, right? But also learn life lessons. That's what it ultimately is about, is to build the discipline that you need for later in life.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it's not just about the sport, because I've had kids that don't play baseball or softball anymore. I don't mean I don't love them any less. You know what I'm saying? I still love them. They still call me. I have one girl who quit playing softball, and she plays full basketball now. She still calls me, Coach Dre, I need help with this mentally, right? And so I'm still there because I'm not just a coach, like I was saying. I'm a mentor to all these kids, regardless if I dealt with them or not. And that's the biggest thing that I had to understand and the hard way, because, again, it's like it's not just coaching. You actually have to be there all the time. You got to be like my kids know I got a 2-year-old daughter at the house, right?
Yep.
I'm up all the freaking time. So baby girl got me riled up. And then, again, I'm probably up working or whatever.
Right.
Shoot me a call, shoot me a text if you're dealing with stuff so I can be there for you. Because, again, I didn't have that access, right? I didn't have that mentorship that was praying for, that I wanted and actually could value, right? So it's like being able to give access to the kids, give that access to the kids is surely a blessing, because now I see a lot of my kids being able to get out of deeper holes because of what they have learned from me or what they heard from me. Because again, I've done it, I've dealt with it on the sports side of it, the business side of it, and the life side of it, right? So I've dealt with all of that, so I can relate a lot more. And I feel like that's the big difference, is just me being able to relate a lot more and be able to help these kids move to the next level.
That's awesome, dude. And dude, you mentioned it a little bit earlier about, you touched on your online coaching services, right, through 2410.
Mm-hmm.
Walk us through what that's like working with you virtually, and how people can connect with you and how they can get to those virtual services you offer.
Yeah. So I'm all over on social media. I'm all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that good stuff. So everything that I have that I do in here is on there, on top of my remote training, right? So the biggest thing with remote training, I highly recommend that. If I would have known that coming up when I was younger, I probably would have done it myself. Here's the reason why. Because I would have had more access to my coach 24/7, right? Yep. So again, back in the day, you had your lesson. You had your lesson at one time a week for that 1 hour, and then you didn't see your coach for God knows how long, right?
True.
So it's like, what are you doing in between then? Me personally, I know what I was doing. I was good. I was able to go in and check and make sure things were good, because I knew my mindset. I knew where I wanted to be. I knew how dedicated I was. So I didn't mind putting in the extra work, putting in the late hours, stuff like that.
Right.
I had some kids I had to worry about with that. And it's okay. Everybody's different, right? But now, because of the online programs and things like that, I've been actually able to help more kids out, develop at a different level because of them having access to me. So again, they have whatever they have the resources at their house or wherever they are. And from there, they let me know what they have, and I base the drills off of that. So if you have access to a cage, a tee, a net, balls, all that good stuff like that, let me know what you have, and then from there, we'll work off of that. So I customize drills, customize workouts specifically to help you develop how you want to develop, because it's a fully customized program for that individual. And then from there, it's just growing and developing with that person, right? Because again, my biggest thing is that it's all remote, yes, but we do Zoom calls, we do group calls, we do all that stuff to where not only are you learning from yourself, but you're learning from multiple other athletes that are in the program as well, that are developing at a very, very high level. So it's pretty cool to be able to see that, them have access to me, them calling me, sending me video every day about what's going on with their swing, what's going on here. And that's the biggest thing. Like, whenever you have access to me fully, I feel like that's the most value that I can give you, because you have access to me every single day. So now it's like, well, whenever you're doing remote, you got your week set up where you have your schedule set up to where you're doing certain drills, certain workouts. And then from there, I have daily checkups. Hey, how's your body feeling? Daily questionnaire, excuse me. How's your body feeling? How'd this feel? How'd this make you feel? What'd you do after this? How'd you feel after that? Stuff like that, to keep a update on how they're doing. And then from there, that's teaching me and allowing me to learn and grow from there and be a better remote training coach as well. Because now, again, I didn't know that from the jump. I had to get into it because I just wanted a different way to help my athletes develop and get better, right? Yep. And so from there, whenever that opportunity came about, and I seen how it was helping other athletes and who it was helping and things like that, and I'm like, you know what? Having access to a coach that you fully trust and know that cares for you, know that's going to value everything that you're doing and do his best to help you get better, I would want that. Because I know that he's looking at my stuff every single time. There's not one swing, there's not one movement that I take that's not being watched, right? So now, if I know that I'm being good, I know that I can trust my coach's rapport and things like that, I know that whenever I go in the game, I just got to repeat those same muscle memory movements that I've been creating in practice and in training. And then from there in the game, it's 10 times easier. So that's what I love about that remote training. And then from there, it's just pretty cool to be able to see the different way of coaching, because you never really had that. It's something new, something different. But it's very unique in a very different way, right? So that was one thing that I loved about it, just being able to see the results. And again, I have kids that are committed to colleges right now because of that program. And it's been cool to be able to see the transition over from the last 2 years of training and working together with remote training and in-person training versus my kids that have been with me for 4 years. It's kind of the difference right there, right? So I can get a lot more results, a lot more faster things done for a longevity of time because I'm working with you every single day rather than that once a week access and then God knows what you're doing after that, right? So that's the biggest thing right there with that.
That's awesome, dude. And like, so what do you require out of your remote clients as far as like, are they filming themselves hitting every single day? And then are they also getting game film and sending that to you to analyze? and then you go over that via Zoom call or anything?
Yeah.
Like that? Okay.
So with that, so again, yeah, everything's remote. So they record everything. So I got to pay for extra storage almost every freaking month. It is what it is. I'm cool with that. But they send me all that stuff right there. And then from there, they're allowed to send me videos of their games, stuff like that. Because I want to stay updated. I want to make sure, is everything that we're doing online with the training, with the drills and whatever, is that working in the game? Send me videos of that stuff. Send me your at-bat. Send me the full at-bat so we can go over it as a group whenever we have our group calls. And now everybody's seeing that and learning from that as well. So now it's like, well, I have one kid that a while back, he had bases loaded and K'd, right? It's heartbreaking. It sucks to do that whenever you have 0 outs and bases loaded and you K. You don't even put the ball in play, right? It's a big heartbreaker right there. So now, not only am I sharing that with everybody else so they can allow themselves to learn from that and do everything possible to get better from that. So now when they're in that situation, they're doing everything possible to put the ball in play because that's the situation that you're in. And then from there, now everybody's learning from themselves. I mean, learning from everybody else, developing together, and everybody's like understanding how to win together, right? So it's like now you got one kid that's doing amazing. He's hitting home runs, he's hitting doubles, he's selling bags, he's getting these kind of opportunities to be looked at and seen. Other kids are seeing that in the program that are on the call, and they're like, dang, I want Coach Dre to talk about me like that, or I want that kind of exposure or something like that. So it's like that group, that culture that I'm building in that remote training to allow those kids to develop and get better. It's truly, truly been awesome for all of them because now they're learning from each other. They're learning attitude, mentality, all that stuff on through remote training. I ain't got to be their person because, again, my words speak different, right? I don't have to physically be there with you, touch you, or whatever to change you. I can do it on a virtual thing as well, on virtual call as well to help you get better. And that's the beauty of that, of having that access is that you got everything. You got everything. As long as you communicate with me, talk to me about what you got, talk to me about what you got going on that day or what you got going on that week, we can figure it out together and get you the results that you need to get as fast as possible.
That's awesome. And it sounds like both your in-person and your virtual training, your remote training, you go beyond just hitting mechanics. You go into mindset and approach, which is every bit as important as hitting mechanics, especially when you get to a higher level.
Most definitely.
And so I want to kind of dive into hitters' approach and mindset at the high school level versus the collegiate and professional level, because it obviously changes, it obviously expands. What is, and I know every hitter is so different.
Very.
But what is your advice to a high school hitter who's playing maybe freshman JV or varsity baseball, right?
Okay.
What should their mindset be when they go up to the plate? What should their approach be?
Like you were saying earlier, I mean, we can keep it as simple as possible or we can get really difficult. It is what it is. But to keep it simple, go out and be a dog, bro. Like, for my girls, go out and be the baddest chick you can be. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference between my girls and my boys. It's the same message, but it's coming out differently because I have boys and girls, so I talk to them differently, right? So with my girls, it's more of a emotional thing. It's just girls in general. It's their nature, right? So it's more of an emotional thing, so you got to make sure to understand that and attack that. And again, my wife definitely helps me with that because now I have to understand how to emotionally understand her. It allows me to be able to learn how to emotionally understand the other little girls that are dealing with stuff and sports and athletics and school and everything like that and whatever else is going outside of that, right? So being able to go into the game or whatever, you have to be a dog. You got to understand that girl is out to get you. You better get her. That boy is out to get you. You better get him before they get you, right?
Correct.
Be the one to go out and initiate the butt whooping, right? Because if you don't do that, then they don't mind giving it to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how it is. And again, it kind of gets a little different whenever we're private. But the simple way of putting it is you have to make sure to go out there and know that you're the best. Because if you feel any insecurity about it, you're going to lose. Regardless of wherever you're at, regardless of whatever you're doing, regardless of whoever you're competing against, you will lose that at bat because you're not mentally prepared to go in there and challenge yourself and actually battle against the other person, right? Now, again, whenever you dealing with everything else, you have to understand how to have a short-term memory, like you were saying earlier. Because, again, you may get a call that was bad. You may swing at a dumb pitch or something like that, right? And now you got to understand how to fix that and get better, make the adjustment as quickly as possible. I know it's tough to do, but you got to do your best to figure that out so you can be able to move on, get to that next pitch, and do your best not to miss, right? So it's like simply as being able to go into the game, you got to know that you're the best. You got to feel that you're the best. You got to go out there making every single play that you can make, balls to the wall, doing what you got to do to contribute to your team, and let your teammates know that you're ride or die, right? It was a pet peeve for me to have a teammate that didn't want to do all the extra, didn't want to dive off the wall, didn't want to make a crazy play. He wanted all the fame, but or the celebration, but didn't want to, you know what I'm saying, put in the work to get that result. It's just hopefully it came to him, and then here we go. Let's celebrate like it was the best day in the world, right?
Right.
But now it's like having my kids understand that, hey, you might have the best day in the world, but again, the next day you got to go to that same game, have the same approach, and get better from there. You can't just be like, well, I had a great game yesterday. I don't care. I'm gonna slack off today. No, you cannot do that. You got to go with the same approach that you had the other day into this game, because now it's very, very different. You might be facing the best pitcher in the state. You might be facing the best pitcher in the country. You don't know who you're facing, but it doesn't matter who you're facing. You go out there, compete, dominate, and do your best to handle your business, for sure.
I love that. And I've always lived by a motto, and I always like to share this motto with my kids I coach.
Yeah.
Preparation produces confidence.
I like that.
Either be prepared or you're going to have to get, so what I mean by that is like, always stay prepared so you don't have to get prepared.
Yes.
Right? Because
100%.
here's the thing, is like guys who are confident, it takes confidence to play this game at a high level. Look at any big leaguer.
Yes.
They are confident people.
Very confident.
Right?
Very humbling and confident.
Sometimes it even comes off as cocky to some people.
It does sometimes, yes.
But it's because they believe in their abilities because they put in the work.
You have to feel like you're the best.
And it can't be fake. It can't be Finergy is what we call it, fake energy, right? It can't be Finergy.
Yeah.
It has to be real, but real, genuine confidence comes from the preparation you're putting in off the field, right?
Most definitely.
So if you're putting in the quality reps, you're putting in the time with a coach such as yourself, where you're talking mindset, you're talking like nutrition, you're talking like getting your sleep, the mentoring, the guidance.
Yes.
All those things play a factor.
It does.
And like nowadays, guys are so elite at this game.
Yeah.
It takes much more than just skill on the field. You now have to get 1% better in the classroom with your nutrition, with your body, training, with your sleep. All those little things play a huge factor in your performance on the field.
Yeah, that's a big difference, especially in pro ball. That's the difference.
Yeah.
How well can you take care of your body? How energized are you for a game? Or are you trying to play it as if or trying to play it as if you're in a high school game because you can get away with everything.
Right.
You can't do that at the pro level. No. You cannot do that. You cannot do it at the high D1 level, right? So it's like you have to prepare. You have to, and that's the big, like you said, like if you prepare, that's what I'm always on my kids about. If you're prepared, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You ain't got nothing to worry about. That's the thing. If you worried about something, you didn't prepare right then. That's how I put that. If you're worried about something, if you're scared about something, I get it if you're nervous. Everybody has nervousness, right? But eventually, that got to get out the door so we can go handle our business how we need to, right?
Correct.
But again, the biggest thing is just understanding, like, you have to go out there and do what you got to do to win.
Yeah.
And that's in general. In life, in sports, whatever it is you want to apply yourself to, you got to go out there and put everything on the line and be 100% true with yourself on how you're going to develop and get better so you can reach that top level.
And I think that applies, it's applicable to every level, but especially for those college and pro guys listening, right? It's like, man, you're at a level, you're at a point in time where you can't go out drinking a night.
Nah.
You can't go out partying like you want to go party.
Yep.
You have to sacrifice something to be elite at what it is you want to be elite at. And that might mean a social life for a little while, right? It's a small sacrifice to make for a great end result.
100%.
So I wish I had followed that advice when I was in college, right? And I think that like the more disciplined you are, and then that doesn't mean you can't have fun.
Most definitely.
You can still have fun.
Yes. But you got to know how to have fun. And that's the difference with all my kids. They come to me all the time, Mom, Dad, and they tripping on me. They not allowing me to do this, not allowing me to do it. I'm like, dude, listen, who house you live in? My mom, my dad's. So they're doing their job,
correct,
to protect you.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, there's so much crazy. 2026 is the craziest thing. I don't understand why everybody going so crazy with all these cameras all around you getting in trouble the next day. I don't get it, right? And anything can happen at any kind of moment. Anything can happen. So your parents do have a right to trip on you if you sneaking out and doing your crazy stuff or whatever because they're worried. Because now they're trying to teach you. Because whenever you go out to college, you are by yourself. You have to make wise decisions.
Correct.
If you don't make those wise decisions, it can cost you your career or life. It's a serious talk, right? And I talk to this mainly with my high school and college and pro. My middle school, I'm kind of introducing that kind of conversation to them. But my elementary, I'm like, just have fun with it, continue to get better and things like that. But with my older ones, because they understand better and they witness it now because they're in high school. We done stuff in high school. We get it, right? We didn't been through it. We didn't did it. We didn't seen it. We didn't seen how it can go. We can see how it can happen. What can happen, all that stuff, right? So, like I said, that mentor piece of understanding what I dealt with, what I went through, and all that stuff like that. I can literally tell you exactly how everything gonna go down,
right?
Because I dealt with it.
Yeah.
So now it's on you to either believe me, listen to me, or not listen to me at all. It's up to you, right?
Correct.
But again, I'm here to help you get better. Allow that to be with your parents as well, right? Because your parents are looking out for you. That's it. That's their goal, to protect you. That's their job, to protect you, to care for you, and make sure you're good. As long as they're doing that, they don't need to do anything else. Right. They got a roof over your head, you got food in your body, you got clothes on your back. That's it. Everything else is on you, right? Because now they're going to give you the chance to go out and produce and go out and develop, and they're going to find ways to make more money to invest into you as an athlete because, again, maybe they didn't have that when they were younger, right? So they're going to do everything possible to get you where you need to be. You have to be mentally ready and physically ready to appreciate that, one, and then two, take whatever you get from that and get better the best way you can.
Completely agree with you. And I think my last little message to parents is your kids are more likely to listen to you if you practice what you preach.
Damn.
Meaning, if you eat right, if you train right, if you get to bed on time, if you clean your room, if you clean the house, you can then expect those same things from your kid.
You can.
But guess what? They're not going to listen to you if you don't do any of those things and you are jamming those things down their throat.
That oh my God, that hits so hard, because that's what it is in general, right? In general, with business, with sports, this is how I see it. If you didn't succeed and got to the level that I wanted to get to, I'm sorry, but I don't find any value in it.
Now listen to you.
I'm sorry. I can't fully hone in on what you're talking about and believe and trust in what you're saying, because you don't have the blueprint. You didn't know what it took. I can't listen to you. I'm not disrespecting you, but respectfully, I can't value what you're saying right now because you don't even know.
Correct.
Right? So it's like I say that about anything that you're ever dealing with. If you want to go into business, don't talk to somebody who don't know about business. Talk to somebody who has succeeded in business, right? Somebody with a home. If you're trying to get a home, talk to somebody who's been living in their house for X amount of years, not who lived in this house and got evicted or something like stuff like that, right? You got to make sure that whatever you're listening to is valued and they actually know what they're talking about because they've done it, they lived through it, and they're succeeding at it at the highest level, right? And on top of that, now if they're able to teach you, that's a plus. Because they succeeded at it doesn't mean that they can fully teach you everything, right? So it's like understanding that you got to be understanding of what you listen to and what you value, because now it's like, well, if you're getting the wrong information, if you're getting the wrong stuff, when you do get in certain situations, you won't know how to respond.
Right.
Because what you've been taught how to go, that wasn't the right way. They didn't even know how to respond that way. They're trying to tell you what to do and how to do it because that's what they wanted to do. But it ain't work like that, though. If it worked like that, you would have done it. And watch this. This is how you know they did it or they didn't. Whenever they just sit back and chill.
Yeah.
The parents that just sit back and chill or the coaches that just sit back and chill, they did it.
Correct.
Because they know how difficult this game can be.
Yeah.
How heartbreaking, how devastating, how mind-blowing, and how rewarding, how much of a blessing this game can be, right? We know. So we're gonna get in your butt. We're gonna make sure you get better. We're gonna do it. But you gotta understand that we've dealt with it. We understand it. This is what helped me get better. You said you wanna do X, Y, Z with your career. This is what I did to help me. This is what I've learned from other people that have gotten there as well. Here goes what we got to do. Here goes what we need to work on. Here goes what we need to be doing every single day to get us to that next level, and then you'll be good to go. Most definitely, because I did it. I went through it. I've learned it. I've studied it because I've dealt with it. That's what I say on that piece right there. That's huge. I'm sorry, but if you ain't do it, shh.
Shh. Find somebody who did,
find somebody who
like
did,
yourself,
invest in that person, value that person, do your research on that person, make sure they have the credentials to actually develop your kid. Make sure you got the what am I looking for? The what's the word I'm looking for? Just the results, right?
Yeah.
Make sure that person has the results for the other kids and everything like that, because now you know that whatever work, that system that they have going works, because it's obviously working for multiple different type of kids. It's not just working for one athlete. It's working for everybody that comes in this facility, and then from there, or on a remote program, it's working for everybody that comes through there. And if it's not working, then you got to learn, get better, and develop that as well. And then from there, dude, you're just getting better every single day with it.
Something else I want to touch on, how important is it to surround yourself with positive, like-minded individuals, especially throughout your development ages, like throughout your middle school, high school, collegiate years? I've always believed that who you surround yourself by is who you are, and like you are who your circle is, essentially, right?
Yeah,
so seeking out the best guys on your team, hanging with them, how do they prepare? How do they work? Especially when you get to the high level, because
Most
they're
definitely.
disciplined, right?
Yeah.
So if you're in college, for example, I challenge you, don't hang around guys who are negative energy, who are complaining about coaches sitting them, because that translates to your mindset on the field as well.
And now you're the one complaining as well.
Correct.
Man, that's deep. That is deep right there, because you show me who you hang around, I know who you are.
Yep.
I know what you tolerate.
Mm-hmm.
It goes into marriage too.
Yep.
If I know certain things, it's very, very hard for me to honestly listen to you and sit here, because we're on different time zones, right? So it's the same thing with baseball, softball, life in general. I told one of my kids the other day, so I know the school that he goes to, and he's a freshman. He's about to play on varsity or whatever. He's about to get a chance to play on varsity as a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, dude, I know this one kid that's on varsity. He's a damn stud.
Right.
You need to go be friends with him. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Don't kiss up. Don't be that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But ask him some stuff. See where his mindset is. He's good in the classroom. He's good at sports and athletics and everything like that. There's something that he's learning, that he's thinking about differently than what you are right now.
Yeah.
Go figure out what that is, right? Because now you'll understand and be like, damn, why don't I think like that? Or you're going to start to question how you think, because whatever you was thinking about ain't working.
Right.
It's working for them. Now, don't just base everything off of that one person, because yes, this person could be the best at what he does, right?
Have a terrible work ethic.
But he has terrible work ethic. He has terrible whatever. He just gifted, right? Correct. But when you find somebody who's like-minded, who doesn't mind putting in the extra hours, putting in the work, and this is how I see it. I was one of the guys to where either you with me or you against me, or you not with me at all. Either you're going to show up and we're going to get this work in, or you not going to show up, I'm still going to show up and get the work in. Regardless, I'm getting the work in. So either you with it or you not, right? So that's the people that I always wanted to make sure to be around and understood. So if you kind of stood me up, thank you for letting me know. Right. I'd rather you be honest with me now than us get later down the road, start a business together, and then now you want to flake on me. Nah, man, I need to know you now. Like if I'm just working out with people, says a lot, right? If that person is willing to bust ass and get better and actually push through the workout, that says a lot, right? So it's like now I can honestly see that in business or whatever we're dealing with, you are going to be willing to push yourself even when adversity hits. Right. Because it's going to hit. It's life. There's not one person on this planet that has just a perfect life, right, that hadn't had to deal with nothing. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, physically, whatever it is, right? There's not one person on this planet that hasn't had to deal with anything that has definitely took a toll on them, right? So you got to understand that. And then two, make sure that you understand what that person is dealing with understand what that person has gone through, because now you see the difference in purpose between that person because of what they dealt with and why they're so purposeful what they want to do, because they want to get to the next level. A lot of kids ain't like that. So if you're not with that, if you're not like that, if you don't want to grind and bust ass and blood, sweat, and tears, literally, if you ain't with that, it's hard to be around you. It's hard because you're going to piss me off because you don't want to work hard. And I'm like, bro, I need somebody to help me push, not me constantly pushing you, right? And that's what I say, too. Surround yourself with people that are better than you. It's okay. Be honest with yourself. You're not the best at everything. If you were the best at everything, you wouldn't need nobody, but you're going to be one lonely person.
Right.
One very, very lonely person. And then even if you are having some people around you, they're going to resent you because you don't appreciate them, you don't value them. So even when you get around people who are like-minded, who can bring you up, make sure you appreciate that person. Make sure you value that person, and then be there just like they were for you, for them as well. And then y'all both grow and get better together. So that's where I'm at on that, man. That's big right there. Wow.
Man, to close this out, Dre, we like to ask each one of our guests advice that they would have given their younger selves. Maybe if you know of an athlete at the high school level, or even at the elementary, middle school level, what kind of life advice, what kind of coaching advice, what kind of mentor advice would you give your younger self?
Man, that one, it's a lot that I would tell myself, my younger self. But the biggest thing, man, is just continue to grow and develop. Breathe. And learn from everything that you go through. Because I always see it as, I had to see it this way, unfortunately. Baseball ain't gonna be forever. Softball, whatever sport, ain't gonna be forever. Use what you've learned from the sport to apply to life. I have one of my kids that was a really good athlete, really good baseball player. He could have done a lot of great things in baseball. Baseball didn't turn out the way he wanted to. He went to the Coastal Guard. He thought I was not mad at him, but he thought that I wasn't going to still be there for him because he wasn't playing baseball, right? And I'm like, dude, you got it twisted if you thought that was going to be me. You got it real twisted, dog. That ain't me. I ain't like that.
No.
One, I'm caring for the person. Forget the sport. I want to know how you're doing, right? Because that's the biggest thing. My wife has taught me that. I want to know how the person's doing, right? And then from there, everything else will get better. But that's one of the things that I've learned, and I want to always tell everybody, even my younger self, use what you've learned in baseball to apply to life, because it's only going to help you and better you. That's why everybody wants to hire athletes whenever they get out of school and stuff like that, because they know their level of dedication. They know that they're willing to figure things out because they've had to do it all their life to get better at the sport that they were trying to succeed at, right? So they understand that stuff. And that was the thing that I always harped on me. Learn how to get better, learn how to develop, learn how to grow. Because at the end of the day, later down the road, far along down the road, it's going to be time for you to teach somebody that stuff too. And you got to be able to understand, what didn't you like? What did you like? How'd you like to be coached? What helped you? And then from there, you apply it and make it your own kind of thing, and do that for the athlete as well. So what I would tell myself, man, is just breathe, use everything that you learn from sports and apply it to life, and you'll be good to go. There's no ending of the story because you're not playing sports.
There's only chapters.
Only chapters. Amen to that one.
Dude, I really appreciate that, man.
Most
that was
definitely.
a great take. And also, man, where can people find you? 2410 Academy on social media.
So I gotta get on TikTok. I haven't got on TikTok. I don't know why I didn't do that.
TikTok.
Man, they love TikTok, man. YouTube too. I gotta get my behind on YouTube too, dog. Instagram most definitely. Facebook most definitely as well. Instagram I'm really popular in, and then Facebook I'm really popular in. Instagram is more for like the college youth more. TikTok is more for the college youth more. Also, everything's for all like the parents and everything like that, but Facebook is more for my parents, right?
Okay.
That's more where the older generation is. So again, I do my best to get out there the best way possible, post as much content as possible so you can learn me just through watching what I do, right?
And what's your handle? Is it 2410 Academy?
2410 Academy.
Okay.
2410 Academy. Just type that in to the numbers. Type the numbers 2410 Academy, And then from there, you're good to go. You can find me anywhere.
And we'll be sure to tag you as well in all our videos that we post from this podcast, man. I really appreciate the time, Dre.
Most
Always
definitely.
a pleasure to have you, man.
Yeah, appreciate you guys for having me. And it's awesome to be able to get back on this after so many years of other stuff that's been going on. So it's pretty cool to be able to get back on here in a different chapter, like you just said, of my life and everything like that. So it's pretty cool to be able to get on here, talk to you, and have some fun with you. I appreciate you, big dog.
Thank you.
5, 4, 3,